Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. I want to welcome you to today's presentation, which I've entitled, Can You Be Trusted? Recently listened to an excellent podcast by Tyler Dickerhoof, where he was interviewing Dr. Abby Marano, who is the author, is a psychologist, I believe, and author of a book entitled The Upper Hand. I think her comments were very interesting, and I want to share a quote of hers with you. And I quote, she said, "Trust is about vulnerability. It might be emotional, financial, or informational. It's about being a safe person where others feel they won't be exploited." End of quote. And after hearing that, I got to thinking about that with my own clients. How am I doing? How am I doing with that? Because leadership and trust go hand in hand, and it's a very interesting subject, and one that we can get off the track sometime very easily. They were talking about a story about Dr. John Maxwell, who I'm sure many of you know of, and his talk on leadership in Romania. And the interpreter basically took him aside and said, "This is going to be a tough sell for you because we don't trust leaders here in Romania." This was many years ago. We do not trust them because they're basically takers. They would take things from people. So it was considered kind of less than a noble aspiration, less than a noble career to be in a leadership position. So I think we want to be careful with that. And I thought Tyler did a good job of explaining that some Pew Research said that 34% of people that were interviewed believe most people are to be trusted. So 34% believe that they are to be trusted. That's less than 2 out of 5. That means 3 out of 5 people that you run into just may not naturally trust you at all. And I think it's important. And I want to point out, this is not just for consultants like myself. It is not just for salespeople who really need to work on trust to win customers over in a rightful manner, of course. It's not just for us. It's for you as a business person too. For you and your banker. As you heard on my previous video that I did earlier this month, can he or she depend on you? If you say you're going to get a financial report into them or an inventory report or whatever it is they need to get your loan renewal done, can they depend on you? I'd like to share with you some information from my business coach, Dan Sullivan, co-founder of the Strategic Coach in Toronto and Chicago, and he calls them the referability habits. The referability habits. So that's interesting. Let's take a look at those. There are 4 of them, of the referability habits. And Dan said, number 1, show up on time. Look how often people don't show up on time. And the last 3-4 years, we've been building a home and dealing with contractors. Showing up on time is a big thing. Number 1, showing up on time. Number 2, do what you say. Do what you say you're going to do. People will start to trust you. And I don't want to get started on contractors again. We had some really good ones, but we had some doozies along the way too. Number 3, finish what you start. Again, I could get into some stories there with contractors, but we don't want to go there. And number 4, always say please and thank you. So let me repeat those for you. Number 1, show up on time. Number 2, do what you say. In other words, do what you say you're going to do. Number 3, finish what you start. And number 4, always say please and thank you. And I want to point out, Dan says, and I quote, "These 4 habits, continually practiced and reinforced, increase your referability. You become someone who more and more people know they can count on." And the result of that is, as he says, they automatically want to recommend you. End of quote. And I want to reread that last sentence to you, that Dan, and give Dan credit for it, of course. They automatically want to recommend you because they trust you and they know they can count on you. And if you tell your neighbor to hire them for such and such a job, you know that they're going to deliver, and that's important. Think about someone you really trust. I'll bet they instill and demonstrate these 4 points as well, 4 characteristics. And I will leave you with this, and it's a quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes, and he said, and I quote, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." And that's where those 4 traits come from. They come from internally and putting them into action. Again, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated, the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage, and I want to thank you for listening today. Thank you very much.